What's up, Lifting Love fam, and welcome back to another Lifting Love Reacts YouTube video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we welcome you. Make sure you check out all the content we have below, because we don't just do WWE stuff, we do a bunch of IRL stuff, we do food reviews, interviews, we're working on some Nerf battles, and some other big content that we got planned for 2025, so stay tuned for that. But let's get right into War Games. The reason you're here, 24 hours later, we all have feelings. I kind of overhyped War Games, to what I thought it could have been. I think with PLEs, I really need to stop doing this, because last year was great. A lot of things happened, but now it's kind of starting to simmer down. Not that the action's not there. It's great. Like, I think WWE is probably the hottest it's ever been. But definitely some things that could be better. I would listen, WWE, if you're watching this, I'd love the opportunity for y'all to hear some creative ideas I got. I know you guys probably hear that all the time. I've been watching WWE for as long as I can remember. I have some amazing ideas for the storylines that should be happening, especially with the United States Championship, but I'll get in that here in a little bit. So we're going to go in order of how the matchups went. Team Rhea versus Team Liv for the Women's War Games match. Now, a lot of people online are kind of saying a lot of negative stuff, and I get it. There was a lot of botched moves in the Women's War Game match, and I personally didn't think it got interesting until the last 4 people entered the match. I will say I do respect Nia Jax for not giving a headshot with the chair, which looked like, I don't know why Naomi put her head up for it. I don't know, but they've kind of gotten rid of the headshots. So there were a lot of botched moves. I will say the MVP of that match was Io Sky and Tiffany Stratton. I think they, like, unbelievable. And one thing I did not like about this match is that they didn't let their moments breathe. The only moment they let breathe was the Rhea Ripley pin against Liv Morgan. What I mean by that is Io Sky should have had her moment to flip onto everybody in the trash can, and Tiffany Stratton should have had her moment to Swanton Bomb. I watched it live going, and then they replayed it, and then they replayed it again. That's just awful. It should have just been, oh my god, Io Sky from the top with a trash can, and then it would have been like, oh my gosh, she takes everybody out, and then boom, cuts to Tiffany, Swanton Bomb, you know, that is what needs to be done. Again, other than the botches, because there were a couple, the whole night, honestly, there was quite a few botches, which, in my opinion, I love to see, because it reminds, me that they're still human at the end of the day. Some people don't like them, which I get, but at the end of the day, they're all human. So, again, thought it was a good match, but take away the botches, I thought it was a really good match. I love how they ended it with Rhea pinning Liv, because now that sets up their story. Also, Tiffany Stratton just needs to cash in. Like, this waiting for the last moment thing is really getting old. The crowd loves her. Same thing with, like, Jey Uso, right? Like, Jey Uso, yeah, he's not the Money in the Bank winner. He doesn't have a briefcase. But for them to bring him back into the bloodline, and, like, Jey Uso has the crowd in the palm of his hand. Same thing with Stratton. Stratton comes like, it's Tiffy time. Crowd lost their mind last night. You know what I'm saying? So she definitely needs, I don't know if it's WWE champion, maybe she becomes, the United States champion, the women's intercontinental champion, whatever. But she definitely needs a push for sure. Moving on to the match that I thought was probably the worst match of the night. I love Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't want to take anything away from him. I love LA Knight. I've said it in the last video. I don't think LA Knight I don't like his character since he's won the United States Championship. He was a very humble, like, yeah, he was super confident and cocky and all that and arrogant, but, like, he wasn't, like, in your face with it. And once he became the US champion, he became, like, in your face with it, kind of like a heel turn, if you will. So I know there's some people who don't like that. I personally don't. But the fact, two reasons why I didn't think it was match of the night. One, there was no story. Shinsuke just came out and hit the guy twice and then spit in his face. Like, it wasn't like it was the worst built up match of the entire pay-per-view by far, like bar none. But I also think they had a lot of potential with Carmelo Hayes and Andreas. Make it a triple threat, make it a fatal four-way. Like, there's so many things you could do. Like, you have these two, I don't even know how young Andreas is. I really don't. But I'm just gonna, like, Carmelo Hayes, let's see, Andrada. I keep calling him Andreas. Andrada. He's 35. So you have two guys who are super, super young and super capable. If you're not going to at least let them get the belt, use them. I don't think Shinsuke and LA Knight should have wrestled last night. I thought it wasn't a good match at all. Like, it's cool for Shinsuke to come back, and, like, yeah, obviously he's deserving of being a champion, but, like, at least build the story up. And granted, you have less time now with Raw being 2 hours, and you have, the Bloodline, which takes up has taken up, probably 60 or 70% of all TV time. Even having, like, that one SmackDown, they had two segments, the beginning, the end, Paul Heyman coming back, all that. So it's a lot to say that I feel like LA Knight's title reign was kind of just taken away abruptly from him. Now, granted, look, he might be hurt. I hope he's not. He might be hurt. There might be some things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, similar to, like, Jade Cargill. But I don't think that was the right way for him to drop the title, if I'm being honest with you. Next match. Oh, I lost where I was at. Okay. Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Ludwig. Kind of exactly how I thought the match would go down. I'd love to see Sheamus become a Grand Slam champion, because Intercontinental Championship's the only one he hasn't won. But I don't think Braun Breaker loses this title anytime soon. I think bearing a major injury from somebody in the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship title slot, I think he breaks Gunther's record of the run, because it's still going to take a long time for him to build up to where he needs to be. But he's only been doing it for how long? Obviously it's in his blood. As his father and his family is in the business as well. But he's a great Intercontinental champion. He's got the crowd behind him. His theme song is amazing. Like, his look, his attitude. He could speak. He can cut a promo. Like he has a lot of the it factor. I do feel bad for Sheamus, though. Over 15 years in the business, and he can't get this, title reign. And I really thought he had it there for a second until Ludwig cost him the title again. So, honestly, super excited to see what happens with Braun Breaker. I think that story and that championship could go so far, especially after some of the matches he's been having. Another okay match. I think Damian Priest put on a hell of a show, with the injury and everything that he had going on. Again, Gunther, let's just face facts. Gunther has not beaten Damian Priest without some type of interference, either stopping him from getting the pin or actually losing the match because he got, I forgot the guy's finisher, Finn Balor's finisher. So obviously they're going to move on from Damian Priest, which is crazy to me because I think he's such a better champion than Gunther. But again, I'm not writing creative for WWE. Who Gunther faces next, that's a big question mark. I think it would be amazing if they did a triple threat match with Finn. Because Finn and Damian have not wrestled a bad match. Any of the matches that they've wrestled have been like 5-star matches, in my opinion. I think their chemistry, being friends and all that stuff, is there. Obviously, their characters don't like each other. But I really just hope Gunther loses this time. I don't think Gunther is as good as people think he is. Just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it however you need to. I don't think he is the cream of the crop as far as like who they could have as the champion. But again, take that with a grain of salt. Maybe Jey Uso comes back and he's like, look, dog, I want it. Yeet. I'm gonna get it. Yeet. Move out the way because it's my time. Yeet. I would love to see Jay in the picture. That boy just has the crowd in the palm of his hands. Moving on. The OG Bloodline versus the New Bloodline. This match I completely overhyped. I was like, The Rock's coming back. The Rock's coming back. The Rock and Brock. I said that super fast. It sounded like I said The Rock is coming back. I thought The Rock was coming back. I thought Brock was coming back. And I thought the place was going to lose its mind. Shout out to, first off, Sammy. That crowd went nuts for his entrance. But Jey Uso coming in last was so significant to Roman. Because I don't think there's ever been another War Games where the person's come in and went straight to the ring. They always kind of huddled. And for him to be like, I'm doing this was pretty cool. And it was kind of like a show of like, hey, like I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. Bronson Reed, I cannot believe he jumped from the top. I saw a video online. It looked like he really actually hurt himself. They're talking he might have broken his ankle because there's like a video of him like landing and like it completely going the other direction. So there's some speculation for that. I think they said during the press conference that Jimmy Uso broke his toe during that, and then obviously fought 2 with his knee. I don't know if that was real. It seemed real until he got hit with a 1D, and it looked like he could move pretty good. I think it was the match of the night. I think a cool thing about the storytelling was Roman not caring about CM Punk, not caring about CM Punk, and then CM Punk saves him from getting completely destroyed by Bronson Reed. And he helps him up. They embrace as far as like I respect you. Excuse me. But I thought it was super cool. The best part of the match was the ending. Another cool shot was Paul Heyman coming back. Paul Heyman is just, what a guy. That guy is like a car salesman. He could just sell you about anything. But yeah, the ending of the match where like Roman's like, join me. And Solo was like, it doesn't have to be like this, blah, blah, blah. And then kick, haluva kick, go to sleep. That was mistimed and a little botched. But and then the spear by Roman to cut it off. I think all in all, War Games was a very good pay-per-view. I still call it a pay-per-view, premium live event. But I think there could have been some more. Again, the biggest downfalls for me were War Game, the men's and women's War Game match completely delivered. The triple threat match delivered. I didn't like that Sheamus didn't win, but whatever. The United States Championship is completely irrelevant right now. Like, since Logan won it, it's kind of just become like another title. And then the World Heavyweight Championship, like, I don't know. Again, just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't think Gunther is World Heavyweight Championship material. But they see something special in him in WWE. I hope he could be special one day. I hope he proves him wrong. But all in all, I think it was a great PLE. Obviously, not the last PLE. Usually, Survivor Series is the last PLE before the new year. But now this year, we have Saturday Night Main Event, which is super cool because it is going to happen in my hometown. Well, I wasn't born in that town, but I was raised on Long Island. It's in Long Island. It's in Uniondale, I believe. The Nassau Coliseum is, and which is super cool. And it's going to be, I think Kevin Owens and Cody are going to put an amazing show on, so stay tuned for that video. Let me know if you like us doing WWE stuff. I've been watching WWE for such a long time that it just feels so right to be talking about it. And yeah, let me know if there's anything you want to do. I definitely want to, I would love to get into, quizzes to test my knowledge. I would love to get into, all different things. I mean, the world of content is completely It's the best thing about content. It's just completely blank. It's a blank canvas that we can make whatever we want. So let me know in the comments what you want us to do. Knowledge tests, like any different things. You want us to react to old matches, anything, we're down for it. Might just start doing it, to be honest with you. So again, Lift in Love here. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, until the next PLE, lift love, crush hate. Just like that, we out.